I filled in my eyebrows. So the last time I was with you, you saw me filling in my eyebrows. I used this pencil by Black Up. It is available here, and I also used this eyebrow pen, which is, actually I didn't tell you the shade. This is in medium brown, number 3, and this is by Flomar, also available here in Nairobi. So I wanted to jump straight into eyeshadow. Remember what I said, there are no rules when it comes to makeup. So you can always start with your eyes, then go into the rest of your face. Or if you're more comfortable, you can start with your face, then go into your eyes and your eyebrows. There are no rules when it comes to makeup. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, then just do it. Okay, but first, what I wanted to go over is eyebrow pencils, and rather eyebrow brushes. So what I used for my eyebrows was a spoolie, right? So technically what I have here today is a total of 10 tools or 10 brushes. You don't need more than that. So for the eyebrow, I used a spoolie, and I also used an angled brush for the concealer just to clean up under there. And then on top of that, to blend everything in, I used an eyeshadow brush. This is a generic eyeshadow brush. You can find this anywhere here in Nairobi, and it's not a synthetic brush, so it has natural hairs. So when you blend everything in, the product doesn't really stick to the brush. It just blends it very, very nicely and very easily in. Then the other brushes you need for your eyes, there's this big fluffy brush. This is called a tapered blending brush. You can just get whatever sort of big fluffy blending brush that you can get your hands on. And what I like to use this brush for is to blend. So as you can see, it's really fluffy and it's really big. So it's going to diffuse the product on your skin, on your eyes, such that when you go in there with any color, it's not going to have like a very harsh line. Like, you know those eyeshadow looks where you have a really harsh line and you can actually see where one shade begins and the other one, you know, ends. So what this does is just blends everything in very seamlessly. Then I also have a smaller brush. This is called a E25 blending brush. These are all by Sigma Beauty. And this is a much smaller brush. For those of you who are familiar with brushes or brush brands, this is similar to MAC's 217 blending brush. I like this one because it is a smaller version of this, as you can see. And it is also used for blending more precise areas. So what I'm going to show you what I use this for today. And as you can see, I already did this eye off camera. So I want to show you how to do this very simple eye for work, okay? So this is a smaller blending brush, still used for kind of like the same reason as this, but it is more precise. So you can even go into smaller areas of your eye. So for example, if you have some color on the corner of your eye or even the inner corner, this is a really good brush that you can use to blend everything in, especially for smaller areas. I also have this brush. This is called an exact blend brush. It's even smaller than this one, and I use it for the lower lash line to blend things, or to blend liner in the lower lash line. It's a smaller brush, and I'll show you how I'm going to use it right now. Then of course you have your flat shader brush. This is more of a synthetic brush. I use it to pack color onto my eyelid, and that's it for your eyeshadow brushes. So let's jump into how I did this eyeshadow look. I'm using a black pencil. Now the cool thing about this is once you use a black pencil on your eyelid, what it does is it's just going to make sure that your eyeshadow looks even more pronounced, if I can call it that. Do you have those days when you put on eyeshadow and then maybe by 11 or 12 it's just kind of disappeared into your face? So what this is going to do is it's just going to make sure that your eyeshadow, when you put it on top of the pencil, it's just going to grab onto it. It's just something really sticky that your eyeshadow can grab onto. Then I'm taking, remember the small brush I talked about, the small exact blend brush? I'm just using it to blend this color just through the lid. And depending on the type of eyelid that you have, some of us have different eyelids. Someone like me, I have hooded lids. And what happens is when I open my eyes, I have a little hood right over here that kind of covers the rest of my eyelid. And some of you possibly have deep set eyes, so when you open your eyes, you can actually see the eyeshadow on your lid as well as your crease area and your eyebrow area. Now for me, I don't have that. When I open my eyes, my eyeshadow gets hidden underneath the hood. So I'm going to also show you, for those of you who have hooded lids, I'll just show you a really quick way to make sure that your eyeshadow, when you open your eyes, you can actually see that you've taken the time to put eyeshadow on your eyes. So as you can see, this is a really cool brush. What it has done, it's blended the base. I call it a base. Just blended the pencil and has made it a little bit more diffused. Now let's move on to eyeshadow. I really like this eyeshadow palette, guys. This is by Sleek Makeup, available here everywhere. It's available downtown, it's available in department stores, it's available everywhere. And this is called the Oh So Special palette. And if you can see, it has very neutral eyeshadows. So again, you're going to work, you don't need to necessarily look super glamorous unless you want to. You know, if that's your role and you really want to do that, why not? But what I like to do is I like to just create a very neutral look for daytime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix two colors. I'm going to start with matte colors, and what a matte color is it doesn't have anything shimmery or reflective when you put it on. So I'm going to mix two colors here. So I'm going to just take the same brush that I took and just mix these two colors right here. Okay, so one is like a medium sort of a brown, the other one has more of a grayish purplish undertone, and all I'm doing is I'm just packing on the color onto my eyelids. Now the cool thing about this look, this entire look, is of course we're using very few tools, just 10 brushes, and then the second reason that this is a cool look is that it's really easy to do. So as you can see, I'm just putting it all over my lid on top of the liner that I placed. Then I'm going in with my big fluffy brush, see this brush, and I'm going into the exact same colors. I've not changed anything. I'm just mixing them together like this, and I'm just blending right on top, because guys, remember, you don't want to have a line right over there. You want to make it look like, you know, it's seamless. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend through, as you can see, and I'm taking it into where my crease is, and my crease, or rather the crease area of your eye, is the area between your eyelids right here and your brow bone. So this space right here. The easiest way to tell where your crease is just take a brush like this and kind of poke it. Don't poke your eye out, but poke it into your eye. So where you can feel your eye socket, where you can actually feel the space, that's where your crease is. So what you want to do is you want to take this product into your crease very, very easily, like so. All right. And I have friends who can actually close one eye as they do their makeup. It's really freaky. I cannot do it. I don't know how, if you guys can do it, I cannot. It's a skill that I need to learn. All right, so that's really simple. Then I'm going to take my face powder again. See, face powder comes in very handy. All right, and then I'm just going to take it right above. Now again, it's all about blending. So what I'm doing now is I'm blending my crease with my eyebrow bone area. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Okay, all right. See, and then now you have a very seamless transition. Then the next thing I'm going to do with the eyes is I'm going to go back to this brush, which was my flat shader brush. It is a synthetic brush because, and the reason I like it is because it picks up a lot of color and deposits it really, really well. And now I'm going back, I'm just adding a little bit of shine just so it looks a little bit more nice, I guess. So I'm just using this color here, and it has some shimmers in it, if you can see that. It just has a little bit of glitter, a little bit of shimmer in it. And I'm just going to take this right across exactly where I put the black and the deeper brown shadows. Okay, because again, you don't want to show up to work, maybe you do, I don't know, but I wouldn't want to show up to work with a very sexy, smoky eye. So this is kind of toning it down just a tiny bit, but you still get a really beautiful finish to your eyes. And then next, blending brush. One of the things I always mention on my channel is you must blend. If you know me and you've been watching my videos, you know that I am all about that blending life. So blend away as if your life depended on it. I'm just going in with my powder again, and I'm blending through. I'm going to take my finger now, same shimmery color. See, it's actually a very pretty, it's like a very pretty, I don't even know how to call this, but it's a really beautiful nude brown color. And I'm just going to take it just on my fingers again, pack it on. All right, so I'm just packing it on everywhere, and then back to the blend. All right, and that is it for your eyeshadow. Okay, Then after that, I like to go in with a really, really strong mascara. Oh, but before that, I'm going to line my lower lash line. So I'm going to still use the same pencil I used on my eyelid. And I'm just going to line my lower lash line. This is a really, really dark black sort of a liner. And then one thing that I always like to do that makes your eyes look beautiful is tight lining. And what tight lining is you're lining now the top waterline of your top eyelid, if I can call it that. So this is not the most comfortable, this is not comfortable at all, Lord Jesus. This is not comfortable at all, but it actually makes your lashes look much fuller. So just tight line a little bit. So this is just onto the waterline. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of the liner as well, just right above my lash line. See that? Okay. And that is it for liner. Very simple, straightforward, and it's really, really black. You can also find some really good options for eyeliner here in Kenya. Gosh, there's so many brands that carry some really solid liners. I just like this one because it's a really deep black kohl liner. There's also this one by Black Up. You can find it anywhere at Madora. You can find it everywhere in here in Nairobi. All right, so mascara. I really like this mascara. This is by Guerlain, which is a French brand, and of course it's available here. And the reason I really like this mascara is it's very, very black, and it is a mascara that doesn't leave your lashes crispy. Like, you know that feeling you get when your mascara dries and then it feels like it's dried to a crisp, like your lashes can actually break off. This is not one of those. And it's also a very volumizing mascara. Alright? So what I like to do with mascara is you take the wand. This is the wand right here. You take it all the way to the base of your eyelash and you wiggle it through and pull out. Okay? So wiggle and pull out. Don't forget the inner corner at all. Okay? And then a number of coats would be really, really, really good. So what that means is you put on your mascara, the first coat, okay? And then wait for it to dry and then put on a second coat. I'm going to do my lower lash line first. Oh my, I can barely see. Okay, let me use this mirror. So I'm going to do my lower lash line first. Okay. Again, start at the base of the eyelash where you're going to move your wand back and forth, then you pull through. Okay. So move it back and forth and pull through. And then again now, because the top lash line has kind of dried, just really go in there and fill in those lashes, kind of make them really voluminous. In fact, I'm going to just add a little bit to this side, if you guys don't mind me. Yes, I really like big voluminous lashes. What lashes do is it just, or what mascara does, it just opens up your eyes and just gives you this beautiful doe-eyed sort of a look, which I absolutely love. Right? I really like it. Okay? And guys, I have a whole bunch of these tutorials on my YouTube page. If you don't know who I am or where I am on YouTube, you can just search for Kangai Mwiti and you can watch all my videos. And I'll be right back with my foundation.